Have you ever walked into a room and felt something shift before a single word was said? A sudden heaviness, a strange tension, or maybe the opposite, an unexpected sense of ease. Like you could breathe deeper. That's not your imagination. That's vibration. Your nervous system, your intuition, your energy field are all reading the invisible signals of the environment. And just as you feel energy, you're also broadcasting it. Whether you realize it or not, you're constantly sending out a frequency through your thoughts, your posture, your breath, your emotional baseline. This frequency doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone and everything around you. It's why someone can walk into a room and instantly shift the mood without saying a word. It's why two people in the exact same situation can have radically different experiences, because what you emit shapes what you receive. This is more than intuition. This is energetic physics. Every thought you think has a signature, every emotion, a wavelength, and collectively, they form your unique vibrational field, your personal broadcast tower. This field interacts with the people around you, the situations you face, and even the opportunities you attract or repel. It's not just about picking up on vibes. It's about realizing you are the vibe, and that changes everything. Because once you understand that your energy is active, not passive, you can start to own it, shape it, raise it, not for one moment, but permanently. You don't just walk into energy, you are energy. Let's learn how to raise it for good. Think of vibration, not as a metaphor, but as your actual state of being. You don't just have energy, you are energy, constantly moving, constantly signaling. Picture a spectrum. At one end, heavy, dark, storm-like, frustration, fear, resistance. You feel weighed down like you're walking through molasses. At the other end, light, clear, sunlit, gratitude, joy, flow. Life feels effortless, like you're being carried. This is your vibrational range. And every thought, every breath, every emotion moves you somewhere on that scale. Let's go deeper. At the physical level, your vibration shows up in how your body regulates itself. When you're stressed, your heart races, your breath shortens, your brain shifts into high beta waves fast. Reactive, survival-focused. But when you're calm-centered, you slow down. Your breath deepens, and your brain drops into alpha, even theta states. These are the brainwaves of creativity, intuition, and healing. That's vibration, measurable, biological, real. At the emotional level, your dominant feelings shape your frequency. Low vibration feels tight, closed. It shows up as shame, guilt, resentment. High vibration, it expands you. It feels like love, like peace, like truth that needs no explanation. And finally, at the spiritual level, vibration is about alignment, not belief, but coherence. Are you living in harmony with who you truly are? Because when your values, your choices, and your truth are in sync, your energy becomes laser-focused, magnetic, undeniable. All three levels, physical, emotional, spiritual, are always in conversation. When they resonate, you enter what scientists call coherence. And coherence is power. It's what makes you glow. It's what turns presence into gravity. It's why some people walk into a room and shift it without saying a word. But the opposite is also true. When your thoughts fight your feelings, when your actions betray your intuition, you create dissonance. You feel off, disconnected, and the world responds accordingly. Because vibration isn't just personal, it's relational. Your field is always communicating, and the universe is always listening. So no vibration isn't just how you feel, it's the language you live in. And here's the truth, you already live on the spectrum. The only question is, where are you? And more importantly, where do you want to go next? Let's find out. Before you can shift your vibration, you have to understand where you stand. Not just in terms of your mood, but your entire energy state. Because each of us carries a unique vibrational pattern, it shows up in how you think, how you feel, and how others respond to your presence. So how do you read that signal? Start with your emotional tone. Not the surface emotions you show, but the deeper ones that stay with you. Over the past few days, ask yourself, have you felt calm, grateful, excited, or have you been more anxious, frustrated, or emotionally distant? Your dominant emotional state is a direct reflection of your energetic frequency. Next, observe your thought patterns. What kind of mental environment are you living in? Are your thoughts supportive and clear, or are they looping through worries, what-ifs, and mental noise? Now, check in with your body. When you wake up, do you feel refreshed and energized, or do you feel like you're pushing through the day on empty? Notice where tension lives in your body, your jaw, your stomach, your shoulders. These hold clues to your energetic alignment. And then look at your interactions. Do conversations uplift you or leave you feeling drained? Do you feel seen, heard, understood? Or do you often walk away feeling disconnected? Your relationships reflect your internal vibration. You are constantly broadcasting a signal, and others respond to it, consciously or not. Still unsure where you are on the frequency scale? Use this quick self-assessment. If you often feel rushed, on edge, or stuck in judgment, your frequency is likely lower. If you feel grounded, present, and clear, even during chaos, you are operating at a higher state. If your daily habits drain you instead of nourish you, that too is a signal. The goal here is not to judge yourself. It is to gather information so you can adjust. Because once you become aware of your frequency, you stop reacting. You start recalibrating. You begin to make decisions from awareness, not habit. You stop absorbing the energy around you and start creating your own. Think of your vibration as a compass. It is always pointing somewhere. The question is, are you paying attention to where it is taking you now that you know how to read your signal? Let's learn how to raise it intentionally and permanently. Imagine your energy like a radio signal. You're broadcasting always, whether you're aware of it or not. Every thought, every emotion, every subtle gesture, it's a message you send out, and the universe listens. If you're tuned into frustration, anxiety, or lack, you won't hear harmony. You'll get static, friction, missed signals. This isn't just spiritual metaphor. It's vibrational law. It's called the law of resonance. Energy doesn't follow your words. It follows your state. You don't attract what you wish for. You attract what you are right now. So pause and ask yourself, what are you broadcasting? Let's break this down. Say, you wake up already tense. You grab your phone, scroll through someone else's perfect life, and feel behind. That emotion, the tightness, the pressure, the self-judgment starts transmitting. And now, without knowing it, you're in a feedback loop. The traffic feels worse. The coffee tastes off. That one comment from a coworker stings more than it should. It's not the world. It's your frequency, reflected back. This is the vibration loop. It's not the universe punishing you. It's simply responding with precision. Here's the truth. Most people miss. Your vibration doesn't lie. You can't cover it with fake smiles. You can't trick the field with hollow affirmations, because the universe doesn't speak language. It speaks resonance. If your core frequency is shame, you'll see rejection. If it's gratitude, you'll find support. If it's chaos, you'll experience resistance at every turn. The good news: you can shift it. The loop only continues if you feed it. So what happens when you stop? When you choose to breathe instead of spiral? When you pause before reacting? When you anchor into presence instead of replaying the past? You send a new signal, and the world adjusts. Think of it like fine-tuning a dial. A little to the left, static. A little to the right, music. You don't need to force the song. You just need to find the right frequency. This is how energy works. It's not about begging life to treat you differently. It's about becoming the version of you that life responds to differently. And that version, it's not louder, it's clearer. The vibration loop breaks the moment you choose to show up from a different state, consistently, because your life doesn't reflect what you want. It reflects what you are. So the real question is this: what vibration are you committed to becoming? If your frequency is the architecture, then let's rebuild it from the ground up. Raising your vibration isn't a single decision. It's not a flash of insight or a big breakthrough. It's a rhythm, like a heartbeat, like breath, consistent, subtle, cumulative. Because your energy doesn't just respond to one choice, it builds across many. That's where your daily habits come in. Let's talk about 4 core practices: simple, repeatable, powerful, and then we'll layer something deeper, vibration stacking, a framework to anchor these shifts into your day. First, positive thinking. This isn't about forcing a fake smile. It's about rewiring the mental loop. A single negative thought is like a tiny leak. Left unchecked, it becomes a flood, draining your vibration hour by hour. But when you catch that thought, pause, breathe, and reframe it. You stop the leak before it spreads. You don't lie to yourself. You redirect the lens. Instead of, "I'm overwhelmed," try, "I'm being stretched and I'm growing into it." That shift isn't just psychological. It changes your neurochemistry, reducing cortisol, increasing clarity. Second, gratitude. Gratitude is vibrational fertilizer. It's the fastest way to flip your frequency from lack to abundance. But here's the key: it has to be specific. I'm grateful for life is nice. But I'm grateful for the warmth of sunlight on my skin this morning. That's real. That's embodied. The more sensory, the more powerful. So start every day by naming 3 things: tiny, tangible, true. Third, movement. Your body stores emotion, and stagnant body equals stagnant energy. Movement releases it. You don't need a gym. You need 10 conscious minutes. Walk, stretch, dance. Move like someone shaking dust off their spirit. When your blood flows, your vibration follows. Fourth, meditation. Think of it as energetic tuning. Silence isn't just stillness, it's recalibration. Even 5 minutes of focused breath can reset your frequency. Not because it's perfect, but because it's present. When you turn down the noise, you hear the real signal. And now, here's the deeper layer: vibration stacking. It's the art of designing your day around micro moments that build on each other. Think of it like compound interest, each small act accumulating vibrational wealth. Morning, set the tone. Before the world intrudes, claim your field. 5 minutes of breath. 3 gratitudes. 1 intention. You're not reacting, you're broadcasting. Midday realign. Pause between tasks. Check your posture. Reset your mind. Take a 2-minute walk. Drink water consciously. Smile without reason. You're not just passing time, you're refreshing frequency. Evening. Reflect and clear. Write down 1 win from the day. Name 1 emotion you want to release. Sit in silence, even for a few breaths. You're not just ending the day, you're sealing your field. This is how you shift your vibration, not once, but every day. It's not about chasing high energy, it's about sustaining true energy. Because alignment isn't loud, it's steady. And the more steady you become, the more your life begins to mirror that harmony. You don't need a new life. You need a new rhythm. Raising your vibration isn't a moment, it's the rhythm that decides who you become. There is no higher vibration than truth, not abstract truth, but embodied truth. Authenticity. When you are fully yourself, unmasked, unfiltered, unperformed, you emit a frequency that is unmistakably clean. And reality listens, because resonance doesn't respond to what you pretend to be. It responds to what you truly are. But here's the catch. Most people don't even realize they're wearing a mask. From childhood, we're handed scripts. Be nice, be strong, be the achiever, the good child, the reliable one. And so we perform, because that's how we earned love, safety, belonging. But every performance has a cost. Every should is a negotiation with fear. Every "this is just who I am" is a mask stitched in survival. The mask may win you approval, but it dulls your frequency. Because you're broadcasting from a distorted signal. This is where authenticity becomes radical. Not just personal truth, but vibrational alignment. Here's how to start stripping away the mask. Ask yourself, when do I feel the most alive? Who am I when I'm not trying to impress or fit in? What parts of myself do I edit in certain rooms? These aren't surface questions. They're doorways back to self. Then, start paying attention to energetic dissonance. That subtle tightness in your chest when you say yes but mean no. that drain you feel after a conversation where you played a role. Those moments aren't random. They're your nervous system alerting you to inauthenticity. When you ignore the signal, your energy leaks. But when you honor it, when you say the true thing, even if it's uncomfortable, you reclaim coherence. Because authenticity isn't about being loud. It's about being real. Now let's go deeper. Try this practice. At the end of the day, ask yourself, where did I perform today? Where did I hide? Write down one moment where you abandoned your truth, and one moment where you honored it. This isn't judgment. It's calibration. The more you notice, the more you refine your field, until living as yourself becomes effortless. And here's the shift. When you stop negotiating your identity, you stop lowering your vibration to match the room. Instead, you raise the room with your presence. Authenticity filters not just people but timelines. You don't need to become someone new. You need to remember someone ancient, the version of you before the conditioning, before the role, before the mask, because that version, pure, unfiltered, magnetic, was always the highest frequency. You don't need to change who you are. You need to return to who you were before the world told you otherwise. Your relationships don't just reflect your personality, they reflect your vibration. Every interaction you have is a mirror, not of who you wish you were, but of the energetic signal you're actually broadcasting. Think of it this way. Every relationship is an energy contract. Some contracts are written in alignment, others in wounds. You attract not what you want, but what you are willing to hold. If your field is filled with self-doubt, you'll draw in people who question your worth. If your frequency is grounded in self-trust, you'll naturally repel disrespect. That's not magic, it's physics. Because people don't respond to your words. They respond to your state. Your energy teaches them how to treat you. We all carry unconscious agreements in our field, silent permissions that shape the dynamics of our relationships. For example, I'll keep the peace if you don't leave. I'll betray my needs if it means being accepted. I'll overgive. Just don't abandon me. These aren't conscious choices. They're energetic signatures coded from childhood, culture, and past pain. But here's the breakthrough. You can rewrite the contract. Start here. Scan your current environment. Ask yourself, who drains me? Who expands me? Where am I shrinking to maintain connection? Now remember, adjustment doesn't always mean elimination. Sometimes it means recalibration, because when you shift your vibration, you shift the agreement. The dynamic either rises with you or dissolves naturally. Let's say you've been the emotional caretaker in your family. You're always available, always fixing. But now, you begin setting boundaries. What happens? At first, there's resistance, because the contract is changing. But if you hold the line with love and clarity, those who are capable of evolving will, and those who can't may fall away. That's not loss. That's resonance at work. And here's a deeper truth. Every person you meet is holding up a mirror. Some reflect your light. Some reflect your shadow. Some reflect the parts of you you've disowned. They're all teachers. So instead of asking, why is this person in my life? Ask, what are they showing me about my own field? That question turns frustration into feedback, pain into precision. And over time, you start to curate a new environment, not by force, but by frequency. Because your vibration is a filter, it selects what stays, what goes, and what grows. Your energy doesn't just attract people, it trains them how to treat you. Raising your vibration isn't just about feeling better. It's about remembering who you are and why you're here. While physical habits and emotional clarity are essential, there's a deeper current running beneath it all, your spiritual vibration. This isn't about religion. It's about resonance, your connection to the part of you that existed before identity and will remain long after. It begins with presence. Mindfulness isn't just a mental hack, it's a doorway. Every time you pause to breathe, to observe without judgment, you realign with a frequency that transcends thought. Stillness isn't empty. It's full of information. And in that stillness, you start to hear something more subtle than emotion purpose. Your purpose has a frequency. It's not a job title. It's not a goal. It's a felt sense that you're on the right path, that your inner state and your outer action are in harmony. When you're aligned with that frequency, you don't chase meaning, you emit it. Imagine two people walking through the same forest. One sees trees, the other feels sacred connection. Same place, different frequency. Spiritual vibration isn't about escaping the world. It's about engaging with it from a deeper place. And nature is one of the fastest ways to remember, not because it teaches you anything new, but because it reminds you of what you've forgotten. The rustling of leaves, the rhythm of waves, the quiet hum of life in balance. These aren't just beautiful, they're vibrationally coherent. Spend 15 minutes with bare feet on the earth, and you'll notice it. Your system slows, your thoughts soften, your energy recalibrates. But there's another layer: intention. When you live from aligned intention, your spiritual vibration increases without force. This is where you move beyond healing into co-creation. Because once you vibrate with clarity, the universe doesn't resist. It reflects. You stop pushing reality. You start shaping it. And that's the shift. From trying to fix your life to expressing your essence. Let go of the need to find your purpose. Start listening to what already lights you up. That joy, that deep yes in your body, that is your frequency. And the more you follow it, the more alive you become. When you align with purpose, the universe stops resisting you. Begin co-creating. Let's be honest, no one stays in a high vibration forever. Life gets loud. Distractions, stress, and setbacks happen. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're human. The question isn't, how do I stay high all the time? It's, how quickly can I return when I fall? Because you will fall. You'll have days when fear creeps in, when self-doubt whispers a little louder, when the outside noise drowns out your inner signal, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's resilience. This is where maintenance becomes essential. Think of it like energetic hygiene. Just like you brush your teeth or stretch your body, you have to care for your vibration. Let's start with affirmations. Instead of repeating, "I am powerful," try whispering it when your hands are shaking. That's where affirmation becomes alignment. Each one is like tuning a string back to harmony. But here's the key: affirmations only work when they counter your fallback pattern. Your fallback pattern is the emotional default you slip into under pressure. For some, it's anxiety. For others, it's apathy, overthinking, or people-pleasing. The more aware you are of your fallback, the more precisely you can intervene. Next movement. Not just for physical health, but because energy must move to evolve. When you feel stagnant, anxious, or emotionally heavy, move your body. Shake it out. Dance. Walk. Stretch. Movement unfreezes your system. Then there's laughter. So often overlooked. Laughter is one of the highest frequencies available. It breaks tension. It releases emotional buildup. It reminds your nervous system that joy is safe. Watch a comedy clip. Call that ridiculous friend. Even forced laughter often turns real after a few breaths. But the most powerful practice of all is self-compassion. When your vibration dips, your inner critic tends to get louder. You're slipping. You should know better. You're failing. Don't listen. Self-compassion is what allows the bounce back. Speak to yourself like you would to someone you love. Remind yourself that energy flows in cycles, that every dip is a chance to deepen your mastery, and over time, you'll notice something powerful. You don't fall as far. You don't stay down as long. You return to alignment faster, because you're no longer fighting the fall. You're riding the rhythm. You don't raise your frequency once you learn to return to it. Faster each time. Your energy garden. Your energy is a garden, not a machine to fix, not a code to crack, but a living, breathing ecosystem, one that thrives under conscious care and withers under neglect. You don't achieve a high vibration once and for all. You tend to it day by day, breath by breath. And just like a garden, your energy responds to rhythm more than intensity. What matters isn't how much you do. It's how consistently you show up. This is the art of integration. Not effort, not discipline, but design. Creating a life structure that reminds your nervous system who you truly are before the noise of the world interferes. Here's a powerful way to begin. Build a ritual ecosystem, 3 anchoring points in your day that nourish your energy like sunlight, water, and rich soil. Morning. Set the tone. This is when your subconscious is most impressionable. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach inward. Take 1 full breath with awareness. Say 1 sentence of truth. I am the keeper of my energy today. Write 1 line of gratitude. 1 minute is enough if it's true. Midday realign. The world pulls you in 1,000 directions, but alignment isn't lost in big decisions. It's leaked through small moments. So, pause. Not for a break from work, but to return to your center. Stand in sunlight. Take 10 conscious breaths. Sip water with full presence. This is the compost moment, where scattered energy is gathered and recycled. Evening. Close the loop. Before sleep, don't just collapse into the dark. Tend the soil 1 last time. Name 1 seed you planted today that felt true, so tomorrow. Your garden knows where to bloom. Not perfection, progress. Then ask, what energy do I choose to plant for tomorrow? This seals the day with intention. So your dreams work with you, not against you. These aren't routines. They're energetic messages. Signals to your entire system that say, this garden matters. I am listening. And the more often you send that message, the more your energy responds. Not with effort, but with growth. Because energy grows where attention flows, and your attention is sacred. When you raise your vibration, it doesn't stop with you. Energy is not self-contained. It's relational, expansive, viral. Just like one drop can ripple across still water, your inner state radiates outward, touching people, spaces, and systems you may never consciously notice. Think of a tuning fork. When struck, it vibrates. But place it near another tuning fork with the same resonance, and the second begins to hum in harmony. No force, no contact, just frequency alignment. This is how your vibration shapes the field around you. Every time you choose presence over panic, authenticity over conformity, gratitude over grievance, you shift the invisible architecture of your environment. The room feels different when you're centered. Conversations flow deeper. People soften around you. That's not coincidence. It's entrainment. You become what physicists might call a coherence anchor, a stabilizing force in chaotic systems. This is the ripple effect. But let's take it further. You're not just affecting moods. You're influencing fields. In energetic terms, you become a frequency node, a living transmitter, broadcasting possibility into the collective grid. And when enough nodes come online, we reach what scientists call a critical mass, a point where the system itself reorganizes, not by protest, but by resonance. This is how real change happens, not from the top down, but from the vibration up. You don't have to lead a movement. You are the movement when your frequency is clear. Imagine cities with more calm people than reactive ones. Classrooms led by teachers who vibrate peace. Families where love isn't spoken, it's felt. That's not utopia. That's physics, scaled through consciousness. And it starts with one choice, yours. Because each day you commit to vibrational integrity, you shift the balance locally and globally. You stop recycling pain. You start emitting signal, and the signal says it's safe to rise. This is your mission, not to fix the world, but to attune it, to hold a stable tone in an unstable time, to be a lighthouse, not a megaphone. You don't have to shout truth, just live it until the frequency speaks for itself. Because when enough of us do this, reality doesn't just change, it harmonizes. You don't just shift your world, you shift the field you live in. So now you know. You've learned how energy moves, how vibration works, and how even the smallest shift inside you can ripple outward and shape your reality. But knowing isn't enough, because vibration isn't theory. It's embodiment. It's not about stacking more practices on top of a busy life. It's about becoming the kind of person who no longer needs to remember what to do, because the being itself is the vibration. So here's your next step. Pick one practice, not 5, just one. Maybe it's a morning breath ritual, a 5-minute gratitude scan before sleep, a decision to speak truthfully, even when your voice shakes. Small, specific, repeatable, because repetition creates rhythm, and rhythm becomes identity. This is where transformation gets locked in, not from effort, but from integration. The real goal isn't to chase a high vibe state. It's to become the kind of person who lives there naturally, not because you're trying, but because you're aligned. And from that place, everything you've been working for begins to shift. Not all at once, but steadily, quietly, authentically. You stop forcing outcomes. You start magnetizing them. You stop trying to fix everything. You start realizing nothing was broken. This is the long game. Not of doing more, but of remembering who you were before the noise, before the masks, before the world told you what to be. And when you return to that original frequency, the one that has always been yours, you don't raise your frequency, you shed what silenced it. This isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more aligned with the frequency that was always yours.